Hello, in this video I'm going to discuss the features on the brand new reissue of the classic black touch panel. On this touch panel, you have all the exact same graphics of the original one from way back in the day, starting in 2009, that was discontinued around 2014 and transitioned to an LCD glass. This is a reissue of that. This is glass. It is frameless glass. It has a graphic on it that is identical to the original. You have a button at the top. We call it open close. Press it, the door opens. Press it again, the door closes. So it's a toggle. Then you have incremental left and incremental right. So as you hold the incremental buttons, the door moves and it will stop wherever you want it to stop. That way you can position the door anywhere you want to. Then you have a lock button. Press the lock button. If you're on the inside of the door, you press it again to unlock. If you're on the outside, you press it, but you have to press it 7 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to get it to unlock. That's sort of a secret way to get back into the door if you get locked out or have an emergency or something like that. So inside the room, which is on the B port on the master controller, press it and it will unlock immediately. Okay, this one has a feature that the original didn't have. At the very top, there is a sensor. It's a hand wave sensor. And that sensor detects, so I've made it so it's around 3 inches because we don't want it picking up too far out into the room. Otherwise you get complaints about it picking up just walking by. There is a new feature here on the top right hand corner. That LED turns off the hand wave sensor so it doesn't work. When you turn it off, it gets saved to memory, so every time you turn on and off the power, it comes back in the state that you left it in or in the state that you last set it to. So if you turn it back on, turn off the power and turn the power back on, it will be on. If you turn it off, turn off the power, when you turn the power back on, it will be off. And that's the same for both of these, okay? Another feature that just got added to this is a cleaning mode. Now cleaning mode is you press the logo 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it starts flashing. While it's flashing, press the lock button. Now the lock button is flashing and it counts to about 20 seconds and it disables all of the buttons on the screen so that you can clean the glass, and then it times out. So while it is in the cleaning mode, none of the buttons work and the hand sensor does not work. So I'll demonstrate that again. Logo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It goes into a mode with all LEDs flashing, waiting for you to do something. And in this case, we're going to press cleaning mode, and you can see it's going to count, I think it's 15 or 20 seconds, and then it speeds up. Then it times out. Okay, then you're back to normal. Another feature on here that just got added is you get into the settings mode again. Settings mode is where you press the logo 5 times to change the setting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With all LEDs flashing, if you press the left arrow, now you have just disabled the beeping. Now you may not have heard the beeping. It's hard to tell on this video if you can hear it. Now, when you press a button, there's no beeping. Okay, I'll turn it back on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's turn beeping back on with the left arrow. Now, you can hear the beeping. Beeping's back on. The beeping also gets stored in memory permanently, so every time the power comes back off and back on, the beeping will be in the state that you last saved it to, okay? I think that pretty much covers it. Just an overview, the logo 5 times puts you into settings mode, and right now the only settings you can change are left arrow turns beeping on and off, so you would go into the settings and press the left arrow to turn it off. Do the same thing, press the left arrow to turn it back on, okay? The other setting is you press the logo 5 times, all LEDs flash, you press the lock button, then the lock button flashes for about 20 seconds, and then it will time out. During that 20 seconds or so, you can clean the screen with Windex or whatever. Just don't leave any liquid on the screen because liquid can affect the touch sensitivity. The other setting is the LED on the top right. If the LED is on, that means the hand sensor is on. If the LED is off, the hand sensor is off. And you do not want to have the sensor on the top get covered up with smudges or whatever, because it is sending out a laser light, an eye-safe laser, so it won't blind you or anything, but it is sending out a LiDAR laser, and it's detecting the reflections. So you don't want to have that sensor covered up with anything or it will affect it, okay? If the door's unlocked, both will be green. If the door is locked, both will be red, okay? If it's red, you cannot open it from the outside unless you press it 7 times, okay? Also, while the door is locked, you cannot operate the hand wave sensor from either side if the door is locked, okay? That's by design. That way, if you're in a powder room or a bedroom or something like that, and the door is locked, you can't accidentally walk by and accidentally open the door. So when you unlock it, then the hand wave sensor begins to work again, okay? I think that covers it. Just a couple of precautionary measures. This is frameless glass, it's 1/8 inch thick. It is very fragile. It is not tempered. That's by design, because I have to route this on the CNC underwater, and you can't route tempered glass. And I don't like the look of tempered glass, the way you can see artifacts in the glass when they temper it. And the clear glass that is untempered, it's flawless clear. And right now I don't want to do the tempering. So be very, very careful. If you put a screwdriver behind here to lift it up, you can easily damage the paint that's behind it. I'll show you behind it. You have a Cat 5 cable. Use the custom color code, please. Only connect these keypads to the Dado door touch panel A or B input on the master controller. Never connect it to anything else. There's spring clips that hold this thing in, so to put it in, you just hold in the clips and press it in. Never glue this in by the paint on the back of the glass, because if you glue it in by some method and you ever need to take it out, you might rip the paint off of the glass, okay? So there are 6 layers of paint on the glass with UV ink that is pretty durable, but if you chip the edge of this glass with a screwdriver or try to pry it off with something, you can damage it, okay? I think that's it for now. I'll probably add more to it later, but this is a beginning overview.